and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, show some love, subscribe down below and hit that notification bell for updates every time I post a new video. Okay, so today's video is going to be for any one of you out there who wants to start a YouTube channel in 2020 and doesn't know where to begin from, what to do, what not to do, and all the nitty-gritty tips that you should know as a new YouTuber. So on today's episode, I'm going to spill all the tea, just share my experience in what I've learned so far in my YouTube journey. Well, I am almost a year into YouTube, but I have learned so much along the way and so many things I had to learn on my own, and I really wish that I had someone to tell me tips that I should know, what I shouldn't do when filming, choosing a topic to vlog about. It would have saved me a lot of headache if I knew these things beforehand. Okay, so I am going to give you my brutal honesty. Being a YouTuber is not as easy as it may seem to be. A lot of work goes into this. You have to treat this like a job. It's not about just sitting in front of a camera and talking, and then when you're done, you just upload the video. It takes a lot of effort. You have to have passion when doing this. For example, it takes me around 1 to 2 days before I can fully film a video, get all the shots that I want, all the b-rolls that I want to my satisfaction, and then when it comes to editing, it will take me another 1 to 2 days. I can decide to do all this in one day, but it's just mind-boggling. So I prefer to take my time. So you see, you have to put time into this, you have to sacrifice time. So if you're not ready to put in all the work, then you should really reconsider things. So another thing I would recommend is get into YouTube knowing that you're doing this for fun. If you come with a money-hungry mentality, you probably get burnt out really fast, because before you get monetized on YouTube, it takes a lot. You have to have at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours on your video. You have to be putting out videos consistently to get to that point. For some people, it takes months to get monetized, others it takes years. So many factors play into this. So with that out of the way, the very first thing you need to do is figure out what do you want to create your videos on. That is called your niche. What will your videos be talking about? Is it going to be lifestyle, fashion tips, beauty, travel, how-to videos, or DIY? So I would recommend maybe write down a list of things you think you might be interested in. Then you go to YouTube and watch videos that actually talk about those and see if they will interest you, if you will have fun shooting those kind of videos or have fun making such kind of content before you get to decide. But at first you might be confused, which is okay. Let me just give you a short story about myself. So when I started out YouTube, I thought that I really wanted to do stuff with adventures or travel vlogs, but as time went by, I'm actually finding myself leaning towards how-to videos, and I think it's because I never really had my channel planned out before. I never really put so much thought into it, and now I'm seeing that I'm taking a different course. You can see, yeah, you can be confused at first. I mean, it happens, but you, with experience or with time, you'll actually figure out what you really want to do. I can say I still enjoy doing adventures and I'll still continue doing those, but I feel like I'm going to be doing more of how-to videos from now on. So, and one thing I would recommend you do when you want to figure out your niche is do a little bit of research on it, because you might find some sectors are a bit saturated or they have professionals already doing it. Take for example, beauty. Well, we have people good at it, and if your content is going to be substandard, your growth won't be as tremendous as you might want it to be. So I'd advise you to go into something that you feel like you have something unique to offer, not just mediocre content. So after you've discovered your niche, then comes your channel name. So before you even open your account, you should really put some thought into what you want to name your channel. You might be having a list of names written down and you're not really sure which choice to pick. So I would highly recommend you choose your name. Make your name your brand, because one thing for sure is your name will stick with you forever. You will never get bored with it. But the problem with choosing another name is that with time, you might get bored with that name. You might find yourself changing names here and there, and really do not want that, because when people will be searching for you, they won't be finding you. So let me give you another short story about myself. So when I started out my YouTube channel, I named my channel Didi. First name is Diana, so my initial is Didi. And then afterwards, I decided to change my name to Escape with D, because I thought, yeah, I'm doing adventures, so yeah, you guys can escape with me. Get it? Escape with D. Because if I'm going to an adventure, I want you guys to escape with me. But like, I'm noticing that I am starting to get bored with that name. I am definitely going to change that name in future and put my own name in it. So you see, from experience, I can just advise you to make your name your brand. So the next thing is the gear you will use, the type of equipment that you need. So some people will tell you that you need a very good camera when you're starting out your YouTube channel. Well, I mean, a camera will definitely add to your advantage because of high quality videos. But when you're starting out, I can advise you to use your phone. We're lucky now being a time where phones have really good cameras. You can get a good phone with a really good camera and start off with that because cameras are very expensive, and I would advise that you invest in a camera once you have built a decent amount of followers. So personally, I use my phone to shoot my videos, and I find it to be really easy to navigate through my phone because I'm so used to it. So the settings don't really bother me. But I feel like if I end up building a decent amount of audience is when I will consider buying a camera. Okay, so this camera over here, let me just say I use it for prop because I don't like the quality. I feel like my phone is better. It's a really old camera, so yeah, I prefer to use my phone on that. So other type of equipment be like a tripod. It's not even really necessary because you can use a pile of books to put on your camera. And like currently I am using a book to support my phone, so it's not really necessary. One other thing again is lighting. Personally, I use natural light, window light, so I don't find it really necessary to get lights unless you're in a room that doesn't have sufficient natural light. The next thing maybe you need is when editing, maybe a laptop, or you can even use your phone to edit. I mean, you don't really need to use your laptop, or maybe if you don't have a laptop, you can just use your phone. Some people will say that you have to have a laptop to edit, but I don't really think so. Personally, I use my phone to edit because I find it really easy navigating on my phone. Plus, I have my phone everywhere I go, so I can edit anytime and anywhere I am. So it's actually your choice. You can decide to use your laptop or your phone, and there are so many Android apps that you can use to edit. For example, I use KineMaster and I really love it. I have used Wondershare Filmora on my laptop before. So yeah, it's actually up to you. You can use your phone or your laptop. So when it comes to editing softwares, just go online, Google search it and download it. And while there are legit ways to get a software, there are also illegal ways of getting a software. Well, you did not hear this from me, but do remember one thing: you get what you pay for, so it's your choice. So once you have the gear, you have determined which software you want to use, you have to do a ton of research, especially when it comes to shooting videos and editing. There's so many YouTube tutorials of how to shoot YouTube videos or how to edit, depending on which software you're using. So practice first before you make your first video. There's this one thing, let me just tell you right now. When you're shooting a video, always have your phone on horizontal mode. Never shoot a video when your camera is like this, because when you shoot your video like this, you will end up having black bars on your video. I did that on my second video and I wanted to die once I figured that there's nothing I could do about it. Another thing is content. Focus more on making content than making vlogs. Make sure that when someone comes to your video, they have something to learn from it, like how-to videos, DIY videos, or teach some people something new. People want to learn something new. So why I'm saying this is because if you're not in the mainstream media, if you're not popular, if you're not a celebrity, people really wouldn't be interested in how your day was, because if I don't know you, then why would I want to watch your vlogs?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So make sure that you dive more into making content, something educative, because people will subscribe to your channel. Because if I have something to take away from your channel, then yeah, I want to watch more videos like that. But if it's mostly vlogs and I have like nothing to take away from that, probably you won't grow as much as you'd like to be. So you probably might want to consider that. And I mean, like, content doesn't always necessarily have to be how-to videos or like DIYs. You can also do something like travel vlogs, but make sure you educate people on maybe the destination, or maybe like the prices or what you should know before going there. Or if you're doing maybe a lifestyle vlog, maybe you teach people tips on keeping fit, what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat, and stuff like that. Just make content. Make sure that people are learning something from your video. Make sure people are taking something from your video, and then you will get more subscribers and more people who want to watch your content because you're adding value to their lives. So the other thing is your editing skills have to be on point. Editing is a really huge part of your videos because, for example, I can have one footage and give it to 5 people and they will bring me 5 different results. It all depends on which part you decide to cut, what kind of features will you put, what kind of music will you put, what kind of effects will you put, because they really make a huge difference. It can determine whether your video will be boring or interesting. So you really have to have bomb editing skills. And another thing is your thumbnail. So I cannot stress this enough, but your thumbnail is very important. I wish somebody told me this. You should really put a lot of effort into your thumbnails the same way you put a lot of effort into editing your videos, because you can have a really bomb video, but if your thumbnail is boring, nobody will want to click on your videos. If YouTube is recommending your videos to so many people and then people are not clicking on it because the thumbnail is boring, then your stats are going to go down. Another thing I always say is have as much footage as you can, because it really comes in handy when you're editing. To make your videos spicy, make sure you just have like b-rolls. B-rolls are videos that maybe you can put when you're talking, and then you just like want a background video to kind of like portray or like explain what you're talking about, or you want to display something. So these are the kind of things that will spice up your videos and make them not boring, and people will just skim through your videos. So another tip is consistency. YouTube loves consistency. The more videos you put out, the more experience you get in shooting and editing. So consistency is very important. When you're starting out your YouTube channel, maybe for the first few months or the first year, throw out as many videos as you can. If you can do 5 videos a week, go for it. You'll notice that every time you post a video, you get more subscribers. So it will help your channel to grow really fast. And also the advantage is that the more experience you get. So you see, this is a learning curve. And the more you do it, the more you learn. The more you learn about shooting, the more you learn about editing. You'll find yourself doing a ton of research every time you want to do a new video. So you will have a lot of skill and knowledge. And one thing that I have learned when making a YouTube video, I always have a book. I write down like small notes of what I'm going to talk about, and it really comes in handy because it makes it easier for me, because I won't end up stuttering. And I made that mistake on my first video. I just took my camera and started talking, and then at some point I was like, oh my god, what am I supposed to say? Then I ended up stuttering, and not really a good look. So I would say you really have to plan out your videos. Like, you have to take time, do your research, write down the key points of what you're going to talk about. Another thing is try not to be vulgar on your videos or promoting obscene content, because the YouTube algorithm doesn't love that. YouTube has its own like policies and it might hurt your channel. Something else you should also keep in mind is avoid copyright claims or copyright strikes. The worst thing you can do to your channel is getting a copyright strike, because that can cripple your channel. You only have like 3 strikes maximum. If you get 3 strikes, YouTube will actually shut down your channel, and you can't open another channel again using the same email address. So just make sure you avoid copyright strikes as much as possible. Don't steal people's content, and especially when it comes to music, because the YouTube algorithm is very sensitive to like songs. Like, if you use a song and you haven't purchased it, or you haven't given like credit to the person who owns the music, then you're definitely going to get a copyright claim. Well, copyright claims are not as serious as copyright strikes, because when you get a copyright claims, it means yes, your video will still remain on YouTube, but once your video gets monetized, you won't get a penny from that. Instead, that money will go to the owner of that song or the content that you used. So yeah, just try to avoid copyright claims. It's not a good look for your channel. The final thing I can tell you is get out of your own way. You are the only person who is preventing you from starting your YouTube channel if you want to, because there is never really a right time. Don't say that, oh, I'm waiting to maybe finish school or like to do this and this. Like, the right time is now, actually. The right time is now, and especially during this corona period, this is like the perfect time, because we have all the time, we're staying indoors. Like, this is a perfect time. Like, you should just experiment. Just take a camera, and shoot a video and just put it out there and see how it is, because it's until you take that first step is when you'll be able to progress. And I mean, you have to learn some things, you'll just learn on your own. So I mean, yeah, so don't be scared to start your channel, just do it now. So that's it for today, folks. If you've reached to this point of watching, thank you so much. And for more content like this, you know what to do. Subscribe down below and I'll see you in the next video. Au revoir.